Hi, trying to reach Jade, please.
Uh, he's not in the office. He's an outside salesperson. Who am I speaking with?
This is Michael Halper. I'm with a company called Sales Scripter. I had him down as I guess it looks like a regional, yeah, he's a regional sales manager, so that would make sense. He's
Correct.
outside sales. I was
Right.
actually trying to reach someone over inside sales. Do you know who that is?
In regards to,
Well, the reason why I'm calling is I'm with a company called Sales Scripter, as I mentioned, and we work with directors and managers of inside sales, and we help
hmm
them to get their salespeople asking the right questions, saying the right things.
hmm
I don't know if you guys need what we provide, but that's what we do, and I usually end up having really productive conversations. Whether or not that leads anywhere, that's not really the question right now. But just try. I basically am trying to connect with. I spend my day trying to connect with those individuals, and so do you know who I should speak with over there?
Okay. I could give you an email address to someone that could possibly point you in the right direction. That would be Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his email address, or is
It's
it?
Tom. It's Tom.
Okay. What's his role?
He's president.
Okay. So you think that's the right direction for me to go?
Uh,
Is to go
we're
to your?
we're we're pretty small, so he would be the one to make those types of decisions.
Okay. I'll shoot him an email.
Alrighty.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so not a great call, but definitely something, a call that we can reflect on and think about what went well, what could have gone better. So a couple things. First of all, we definitely called in without good contact information, and a good lesson here is that we may have an old contact, or in terms of the contact name that we have that we're calling a company with, or it might be the incorrect contact. But at least that's better than having nothing. And when you call up and you ask a gatekeeper, whoever answers the phone, to connect you with someone by their title, they become a lot more guarded because you sound like a salesperson, right? At least when you mention someone's name, it at least keeps the guard at a medium level, or you can use that to decrease the guardedness because it at least looks like you're familiar with the organization, you've worked with them in the past. Sometimes when you have an old contact name, you can say, "Oh yeah, I haven't talked to you guys in a while." When you find out that they're no longer there, and you can use that, if we call it poor contact information or old contact information, you can basically use that as a segue to get to who you're trying to reach. So it kind of softens your sort of entry into the call. So that's what I kind of did. I admitted that it wasn't the right contact, and I just used that to sort of get pointed in the right direction, and that went okay. Now, but actually, before he pointed me in the right direction, let's look at something else that happened. He basically said, "What's this in regards to?" Which is the most common thing for prospects and gatekeepers to ask, which is they want to find out, it's a question they're trying to find out what you're calling about, but it's also a good screening question to where they can screen the pesky, annoying salespeople away from people that they should maybe let in, because when they say, "What is this in regards to?" if you answer that directly, and it's not to say to answer it honestly or dishonestly, but if you answer it directly, your direct answer is, "Well, I'm calling to see if you guys need, what I sell. I'm calling to schedule an appointment. I'm calling to see what your needs are." And so whenever you say something like that, then the 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 prospect puts up their guardedness, and they know that you're a pesky salesperson, and they probably should get rid of you. So we don't want to be dishonest and say, "Oh, well, I'm calling to see if you've received your delivery, something, So you so our approach is basically to respond with your value proposition, which is what I did. So and here, looking at the tool, I replied with our value statement, and that doesn't necessarily make them interested and go, "Oh, thank God you called. We've been waiting for your call." but it doesn't trigger that, the fight or flight response. It doesn't trigger that, oh, I got to get off the phone with this person. So it keeps you in the game. Then the other thing that I did is I did a pretty thorough takeaway, and you can see that here in the script, the optional disqualify statement. So I shared how we help, and then I was quick to say, hey, I don't know if you guys need this or not, and we don't need to, I won't repeat what I said, but I basically did a soft takeaway. And what that did is, and I think this is a good call to listen to, because it kept me in the game. So think about it. Instead of him immediately trying to get rid of me, he basically forwarded me to the president of the company. Now, whether or not I should reach out to the president, whether or not I'll end up getting a hold of him, whether or not he would respond to the email, whether or not I should have maybe tried to get the phone number instead of the email. The point is that from me responding to that objection and doing a soft takeaway, think of it as a push-pull. So the push is that I gave my value statement to try to create interest. The pull is I pulled away and I did a takeaway. But that kept me in the game, and it gave him enough comfort to direct me to the owner of the company. And you can tell that he felt, now whether or not he would have given me the phone number, and I think that's the key thing that probably could have been done better, is I could have at least asked for the phone number. I could have said something like, well, sure, I'll send him an email, thanks a lot, but I do know that people often don't reply to email. What's his number so I can give him a call as well? Whether or not he would have given me that phone number, that is something I could have asked. So that's something I maybe could have done better. I think that if you do enough of the small stuff right to where you're not getting shot down and you're getting blocked out, then you can improve your odds, especially when you do that across a large number of calls. So I did some good things here to stay in the game and to get pointed in the right direction. Like I said, it's not like we set the appointment, got a lead, or we know what would happen once we began to call and pursue the president, but some good things to reflect on there. That's it for now. Hope that helps.